Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. I'm Kirsten Langston, author and intuitive. I have a guest today. It's one of my very good friends, one of the best psychics I've ever encountered in my life. She is the only one that reads privately for me right now, and her name is Eliza Einhorn. She is the founder and mistress of Moon Pluto Astrology. Hi, Eliza.
Hey, how are you?
Oh my God, I'm good, but I'm kind of stressing on this eclipse, girl. So you guys, we're talking about, we have an eclipse on November 30th. It's in Gemini, right?
Yeah, it's in Gemini, and it's a full moon eclipse. You know, before we get started, I just want to say this is the high point of my day. how I'm feeling today, I bet a lot of your viewers are feeling, and I want to tell them, it's not unusual. It's not weird, okay? If you're feeling frazzled or hysterical or emotional or accident prone or just not yourself, kind of overwhelmed, or even if you're usually overwhelmed, if you feel extra overwhelmed, we are in eclipse season. Even though it's a week away, but I think a lot of your people are going to feel this because they're sensitive and they're tuned in. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you feel like you're freaking out.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I feel like I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God.
I wish I could see your face right now. I wish I could see your expressions. I look forward to seeing the video.
I'm just, girl, I feel it. I can feel, and of course it's like, it's on my moon, or because I have a Gemini moon, so it's doing something to my moon, obviously. I don't know the degrees, but,
oh.
Yeah, I thought
that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Even if it's not, some astrologers, they're very, very precise. Like, it's got to be very close to the degree.
Right.
And I feel that matters. But I think anyone with planets or, asteroids or their points, like the ascendant or a node or something in Gemini or Sag, because Sag is the eclipse 2 weeks from the one on Monday.
Right.
You're going to feel it. It's going to be intense. And something as personal. I was just reading yesterday. I forget who it was. I was dipping into my collection of astrology books, and I'll have to find the name, but he was saying that the moon is the soul. Ooh. The moon is the soul of the chart. So Gemini moon people, you're feeling it. There's no way around that. You're feeling it in your soul, basically.
Yeah, I just feel it, I typically, because I'm sensitive, right? I'm psychic, so I feel it I'll just feel kind of like eclipse energy, whatever it is, even if it doesn't really hit anything in my chart. Like, I was like, I can feel that shit coming on, Yeah. And I feel this one coming on. Yeah, it's kind of, saying hello to me personally, but you can just feel it. It's weird, right? I feel like it's funky energy. I just feel like it's funky energy.
And I feel it revving up. And I know that other folks, I'm trying not to make too much noise with this paper here, because I've got notes.
She got notes, y'all. She got notes. She's the queen of the notes. My favorite thing.
Yeah. And one thing, what this is for people who used to get their period, or they get their periods currently, like, it can feel like that, when you feel it coming on, like if you feel ovulation coming on, or you feel the actual flow, like I feel like it feels like that, like it's coming,
mm-hmm.
The hormones are jumping around, your body is preparing,
right?
It's prepared. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like, okay, what do I need to, what do I need to do to prepare? How do I need to adjust my schedule, or how much chocolate do I need? What do I need to do? But with this is a full moon, right? This is a full moon eclipse, so the emotions are going to run high. You might feel just nuts. And I want to tell people it is going to be okay, and it is going to pass, and it is this giant mood swing. And just don't be surprised, and don't be too hard on yourself when you feel possessed, right? When you feel like a demon has taken over you. There is a reason. Astrology is real. I mean, you might actually be possessed by demons, but this is this is the eclipse demon who's come over for Drunk Tarot. But because it's in Gemini, see, this is why I think this eclipse is particularly intense, because Gemini has this urge to communicate, right? And Gemini can be very restless. We say that they're easily bored. They're really curious. Everything is interesting to Gemini. So there's this flitting, this sort of, oh, over here, no, over there kind of vibe, but it can be coming at you. It's highly emotional because it's a full moon eclipse, but then it can be mentally overwhelming with that Geminiic sensibility, which is, oh, look over there. But imagine that, sped up to 100. Look over there, over there, over there. I mean, all of a sudden, today included, the last couple days, it's just nonstop, the messages or people wanting readings or having to deal with other humans it's been pretty quiet. Lockdown, my life is quieter than normal now because of that. But suddenly, even though the moon's not in Gemini yet, I feel it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes total sense. I'm right there with you. And in fact, I've noticed an uptick in people asking for readings, people asking. I have this service called it's a hug. You get a hug. It's basically it's an email reading.
Aww.
Yeah, it's an email reading, but not really. I mean, it's I get you some nice little channeled messages about how amazing you are. I pull a few cards. I give you lots of love. I send you on your way. I have had an uptick in requests for hugs in the last 2 days.
I need to get one of those from you. I'm gonna send you PayPal. I need one of those. Yeah, I think there's so much mental noise. Information overload, emotional overload, and then eclipses signal endings. But whether it's full moon or new moon, I think there's endings and beginnings according to whatever path you're on. So this is more than the collective. Obviously, eclipses affect the collective, but it's going to affect us all personally, individually. And I was just about to say something, and I forgot what it was. Oh, now I remember. Even if you're not a Gemini, this eclipse matters for you. Even if you're not a Sagittarius, which is the next one,
right?
It still matters for you because this is happening somewhere in your chart across an axis. Those are the two opposing signs, Gemini and Sag, and those are located somewhere in your birth chart. And that holds the key, that holds the meaning. You got to know how to read your own chart. If you know how to read your own chart, you can see, oh, this is happening in my work sector, or oh, this is about home, this is about family. Like that's one level, and then of course if you have planets, so it gets more complicated. And I wanted to keep things simple, but I just want people to know it matters for everybody, not just for Gemini. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just the truth, and nothing may happen that day, but you'll see events play out over the year, over 2021. It's connected to this eclipse and the ones from, when were the other ones? Were they over the summer? I don't even remember now.
They were over the summer. I want to say maybe May or June.
Yeah, let's see. I've got my book right here. Because the themes continue. There were 3. It was June and July. Those themes are going to continue. And I mean, you could get very clear about something. It might have been fuzzy or blurry over the summer, and now you're like, well, I know what to do. I know what 2021 is about, according to my fate, my destiny, my chart, my soul. I know what I need. I know what I want. And, oh, here come the eclipses to wipe away some path that no longer is the path I need to be on.
Right.
Basically.
So
people should pay attention. They should pay attention. Even if they're like hysterical, overwhelmed. If I had to give one piece of advice, it's extra time to settle this week and also next week. time to be calm, time to take a break from whatever keeps you up at night or whatever is occupying your mind. You know, there's a sense of, also because this is a Gemini, there's all this information overload. It's good to balance it out with some nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a lot of information coming through. It just started, maybe, I'm going to say again, in the last 2 days, I've noticed an uptick in people wanting hugs, and I've noticed an uptick in information coming through. I had, girl, you got to watch it. I had a crazy ass download yesterday on Patreon live. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was wild. Like, it was wild. And the weird thing is my screen froze at the minute I started doing the download. So I'm frozen in this bizarre position where my eyes are closed. My hands are like, you know, outstretched. I look like a saint or a lunatic. But it's like, and I'm like, you know, the audio, thank God, kept working. And then the weirdest thing of the whole deal is I had my phone plugged in the whole time, like charging. And when I finished the download, the battery on my phone was completely drained.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that utterly bizarre? I mean...
Well, that's, you know, that they roam the currents, whoever the they is.
Yeah.
Whoever you're dealing with, they roam the currents. They travel along the electricity.
Yeah, big time, big time. What do you have any other info for us before we move on to cards?
Did you say any other insults?
No, do you have any other insults for us? Because we like that. She is the mistress of Moon Pluto astrology, ladies and gentlemen. She will whoop your ass if you are not behaving yourself.
You know what? I try, and I have more stories to tell you. You know, when it's just you and me, and not you, me, and your
right.
beloved
everyone,
beloved people. Yeah, well, for people who like to know the degrees, I've seen it listed as 8 degrees Gemini, and I've seen it listed as 9. So some people round up to 9. So I've seen 8 or 9, anywhere around there. On the East Coast, it's 4:30 a.m. Is the moment, and so that's Monday the 30th, and I would say that day is simultaneously energizing, but also kind of foggy and confusing. So I would take a Mercury retrograde approach and not sign any contracts and probably not make any promises. I find that witches you'll find different opinions. Some witches and magicians and warlocks and the like say that they're fine doing eclipse magic. And then some people say, no, don't do it because the energy is so unstable. We don't know how it's going to go. So that's your mileage may vary thing, but it's definitely discussed, or it has been discussed on whatever, which Twitter or astrology Twitter. And let's see. I'm just quickly perusing the notes. I think that might be everything. Just know that it's a time of endings and beginnings. So it sounds totally trite, but I believe it. Doors are closing, but doors will open. If something is going to go, it's not the end of you.
Right.
There's a new beginning right around the corner in 2021. And you might feel possessed for a little while. Or a day.
So can we look at this eclipse as a continuation of something that started in the summertime?
I think it goes even farther back than that. Yeah, I think this eclipse is a continuation of thoughts you've been having easily even before the summer. I think since maybe even pre-pandemic, or since we knew about the pandemic. So what year is it? It's 2020, right? So 2020 for sure. I believe it precedes. You know what? I think this is attached to, and whether this matches up with the astrology or not is besides the point. But I think this matches up to how people have been feeling and what they've been desiring since the summer of 2019. And I'm pretty sure the eclipses were in different signs then. I think they were still in Cancer, Capricorn. I'd have to check. But I feel like there are people who've just been, they know they've had to move slowly, or the changes couldn't happen yet, or they were in the midst of some other upheaval, like something else was going on. But it's been brewing slowly. Because remember, too, we've had Saturn in Capricorn, which is real slow with our building and our ambition, because it wants it to be solid, right? Like Saturn in Capricorn, it's got to be solid. It's got to be solid. I'm not going to take a crazy risk. I'm going to take a cautious approach. And yeah, this is a continuation for sure, but it's even older. It's even older than 2020. I see it as summer 2019. If people think back, they could probably see into their frustration and the changes they want to make. And it might have just been like a little seed. They're like, I don't know what this is, but I know I have to leave this line of work, or I know I have to leave this relationship, or this has to change, or, you can run through the list of the things in our lives that cause us grief and we always want to improve upon, like work and love.
Right.
So I'm very long-winded today because I'm going to blame the eclipse. Sometimes, I'll talk to someone and I can't put two words together. And today I blame the eclipse.
Yeah. It's eclipse tea. It's eclipse tea. No, we're here for it, girl. That's why I called you. We need to know.
Eclipse tea. It's very delicious.
Do you want to do some dueling cards on this eclipse?
Yeah, I do. I have my cards right in front of me. Are we asking something specific or just general vibe?
Let's do one for what the eclipse energies are and then one for advice.
Ooh, okay. That sounds good to me.
All right. Dueling cards, ladies and gentlemen.
Dun, da, da.
And I just want to say, Aliza, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and your busy day to be here with me and everyone else. Very much appreciated.
Aw. I swear this is the high point of my day.
It's the high point of my day too. It really is.
With just like injuries and people just being, you know how it is when a friend gets in touch with you and you feel great, or a beloved client gets in touch and you feel great. And then you have those times where people are getting in touch and they're not beloved friends or clients. It's just you just wish they would go away. It's been that kind of day.
It's been that kind of a day. I feel you, man. You know what? I have some weird sinus thing I'm trying to get rid of. I'm not sick, and I think it's like something trying to form into a sinus infection, which I'm just not having.
People are going to ask if you're getting a, COVID test for your sinuses.
I know. There's no way. I haven't left my house. I can't be sick. Like, it's literally impossible. Ooh, interesting.
I wonder if this is how Gemini feels all the time. I guess Gemini needs to.
I don't know. I can get Casey on the other line and we can ask him.
That would be fun. Yeah, you told me I could be a guest on a upcoming Drunk Tarot. I could call in. I want to do that.
Yeah, I definitely want you to call in on an upcoming Drunk Tarot. I put it on hold now because of this sinus thing. I don't want to aggravate it, but I'm ready. Oh my gosh.
I'll even drink for it.
Did you say you would have a drink for it? Ooh.
Yes, I'd actually play along rather than be the designated driver. I would drink.
I love that. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have cards here. So I'm going to start talking and then I'll toss it over to Aliza. What I have here, I start out with the High Priestess, and below her is the Three of Pentacles and the Tower. So what these cards here are telling me is it's undercurrents. I feel like it's undercurrents, not overcurrents. It's weird. This is so bizarre, but there's like a subtlety to this eclipse that you're gonna miss if you're not paying attention to. Even though we have the Tower here, for me, because it's coming up with the Three of Pentacles, it's saying, okay, you gotta pay attention. You have to pay attention. Above the High Priestess, I have the ultimate pay attention card, the Four of Cups. So there's something here where there's a subtlety that runs through it, and you've got to kind of pay attention and figure it out. A lot of us, I think, are going to kind of get hit over the head with, yes, information. I mean, that's the tower. The tower is coming in and literally striking the crown of the building and saying, okay, here you go. I got stuff for you. I've got info. I have a download. I have this, I have that. So I think we're going to be seeing that. But I think there's something almost passive about this eclipse here in these cards. The root of my reading, I've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So again, I see this idea of like passivity, or it's not some crazy ass thing where we're all going, oh my God, my world has been rocked. It's a little bit more subtle than that. We do have information coming in. I see that with the Page of Swords here. It's coming in with Temperance. So again, this is telling me it's information. It may come slowly. It may not come in a big flash. I think it's going to kind of leak into the consciousness. So whether it's personal or it's global, it's a slow leak of information. It's not a bad eclipse. I mean, I don't see gnarly stuff here. I've got the Four of Wands, which I love to see because it's like, okay, there's good stuff here for you. But for me, there's something about this where it's like a slow burn, or it moves slowly. I mean, I have the Chariot in the home environment, which says, okay, this eclipse is going to move you down your path for sure, hands down. But then it comes in with the Seven of Swords, which to me is saying, okay, it's like slow and steady wins the race on this one. Same with Temperance, slow and steady. Knight of Cups, slow and steady. You know, even the High Priestess, she's very passive. She's not active. You know, the Magician is the active one. If the Magician were in her place, I'd say, oh wow, okay, we're going. But for me, this is like the vibe of this, it's a slow leak. It's a slow leak, and I think you're going to get stuff slowly. You're going to get stuff in subtle ways, passive ways, even bizarre ways. I know that's not really the nature of Gemini to be bizarre, but I see that kind of like, oh my gosh, there's weird stuff coming in here. And then my last two cards here, it is going to put you off balance. I've got King of Cups and I've got the Two of Pentacles. This is the ultimate it's the ultimate off balance duo. So there's something about this eclipse that kind of knocks us off balance. And that's the Tower too. You know, you get knocked off balance. So there is that. And like Aliza was saying, like, you know, feeling frazzled or feeling foggy or fuzzy. That's what I see here as well. What do you have, Mama?
You know, this is really interesting, because I pulled 6 cards. I got 3 of the same.
Ooh, love that.
But the first thing I'm seeing is very specific. So it makes me feel like this is for some people specifically in your audience. So not everyone.
Interesting.
But some. Is that I'm getting men. So I don't know if this is romantic, or if this is fathers, or father figures, or if this is just like important people, authority, like no matter what gender they are. But it came across to me as men. This is an eclipse of men. And I don't mean men leaving, I mean men coming in.
Uh-huh.
So there could be new romances, there could be new bosses or new partnerships with these kind of like strong, manly men. And that's coming through. My first 2 cards were the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And then I got the Ten of Wands, which I am reading that as a very, you have to pace yourself during this time. During November and December, you have to pace yourself, and there's going to be a lot to do. And the work of 2020 is not over yet. There's stuff for us to do before we get to December 31st. Like there's still a job to be done. Mm-hmm. And then I got the Chariot, which you also got, which I saw as, okay, this really is going to move us forward. No matter what, you know, no matter how it feels, or no matter how the messages come, no matter what we learn or need to learn, and the Chariot was with the Two of Wands. So we're into the future. We're into the future. There is, you know, of course, it's going to be different for everyone, but it just feels like there's something we are so done with. It really feels like the end of a cycle, you know, which could have to do with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction from January.
Right. Which
was such a major, rare occurrence, and it set us up for big endings and big beginnings. And then I ended on the 10 of Pentacles. So ultimately, I think we do come out of this time period healthier, feeling loved, feeling like our needs are getting met. I think the main, and this support from family, support from lovers, support from partners, however they're showing up for us. But this 10 of Wands looms large to me, saying the job is not done. There's still a very important job that we've got to do in 2020, and we got to keep going, and we have to push. So there's effort through this feeling of being demonically possessed and feeling frazzled, and the leaks, because you're talking about, the Gemini. It's almost like it's whispering in our ear. This eclipse is just, telling us its secrets, because you got the High Priestess. So things are being revealed in all these different ways, and we have to keep going. The job isn't done. I don't know what this job is. I want to find out. I don't know what it is. It's different for everybody. It's a sacred mission. This is Gemini. I never talk this much. This is Gemini's influence.
I love it. I feel the same way. There's a job. There's something going on here. There's, that's what that Chariot tells me. Like, all right, we got stuff to do.
And I just drew the Magician. It's sacred. It's sacred, and it always operates, these sacred jobs, I feel they always operate on both levels, right? Like it could be about a job, something very material, but then there's our awakening. It's the spiritual stuff, which I know your people are concerned about, and my people are, we're all concerned with our spiritual growth around here.
Right.
And it feels pretty huge for that. Oh my gosh. And I just got a download about the downloads. You're right. People are going to be getting massive downloads, and you might even feel like you're hearing voices.
Yeah.
But rest assured, it's just us whispering in your ear.
Yeah, I this morning I actually I was just having a regular conversation with someone, and then all of a sudden they just start dropping massive truth wisdom bombs and I was like, wait, hold on, where is this coming from? What's going on? We were just talking about, tea and whatnot. Like, I mean, drinkable tea, not like tea on people, and then all of a sudden she was just like, oh my God, this just came right through to me. And she just started talking about all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, girl.
Secrets revealed. Full moons always reveal secrets. So think how much more an eclipse, how many more secrets and deep secrets. Things about ourselves.
Yep.
We're going to see ourselves more clearly. Gemini is so perceptive, right? They're so smart, and they see. We're going to see. Maybe things we don't want to see, but we're going to see.
Yeah, one way or another, it's happening. You want to pull some advice cards?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Let's do that.
My poor old deck.
This is fun.
Yeah, no, I'm having a good time.
This is fun because, I've been complaining a lot about Mars, how Mars has been in the same sign for so long, and I'm ready for it to move on, which doesn't happen until January.
Yep.
And it's just been harsh. Mars in Aries for so long has been so harsh.
Yeah, I'm a bit sick of it myself. I really am. And I don't like the fluctuations in my workout routine because Mars has been in my 6th house forever. And it's just been messing with, like, literally my workout routine has basically followed the retrograde. So it's like,
yeah,
with Mars in Aries, it was like, yeah, go. And then it went retrograde, and then it was like, for one reason or another, I couldn't work out. And now that it's finally direct, it's like, okay, now I'm getting back into it. It's just irritating me.
That's what happened to my sex life. Exactly. I was having this because it's in my 8th, which rules sex, among other things. I was having a sex life, and then it just went retrograde.
Yeah. It's so irritating. It's just, Mars, come on, move on, Mars. Move on, my friend.
Yeah, and it's going to go into Taurus, it's going to slow things down, which I know some will like and some won't, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Taurus. I'm ready for you, Taurus. every time now when I think of these signs, I want to shout out to everyone I can think of in that sign, but
I know
that would take too long.
I know. I feel it. Oh my God. Okay. Advice. This is really interesting. Well, number one, you got to listen. So I've got the Judgment card here. It's telling me that, yeah, information is coming. We've got information for you here. We see that with he's blowing the horn. So you think of that as your information. You know, this card can be called the wake-up call. So it's coming. You've got to open your hands to receive it. You've got to open your hands to receive it. We are ending something. Look at this. I got the 10 of Wands now, and it came up with the World card. Yeah, so we're ending something.
God, I love that.
Yeah, we're ending something for sure. So look to wrap shit up. I mean, this is the advice here is like figure out what you're going to wrap up. Figure out what you're ready to close the door on, or what the universe is telling you to close the door on. Again, I think it might be a little bit subtle for some of us. It might be like, okay, you know, I'm not sure what the eclipse is trying to tell me, blah, blah, blah. So you really got to pay attention. I think also fight for a new beginning. So you have your 7 of Wands and your Ace of Pentacles together. So for me, this is saying push forward to the new beginning. Leave the old stuff behind, 10 of Wands, finish the work, and then move forward to your new beginning. Also, basically, you've got these cards here. You've got, listen to this, you've got Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? So what this is telling you as far as advice goes is there is a ton of energy swirling around out there, a ton of it. And people are gonna be wilding out and going crazy like they do when, you know, there's eclipse season and they don't know what to do. You know, people that are woke, people that are in the know, they're like, okay, it's eclipse season, I'm gonna hunker down. Other people are gonna be acting crazy. So that's here in these cards. So you've got to be the 4 of Pentacles. You've got to be grounded, secure. Justice is here, so you need to be balanced as well. And then this is great. Your last piece of advice is the Tower. So it's let the chips fall where they're going to fall. Don't try to control anything.
Well, you got Tower twice.
Yep. And I shuffled.
Twice in one day.
Really good. What do you have, girl?
Well, you know what? I've been shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. So now comes the big reveal advice.
I love it.
Here we go. This better be something good. Okay. Wow, I got the Chariot. I feel like this matches your Tower. This matches your card. I got a repeater also. The Chariot is here. So there is success. There is victory for us.
Yeah.
I think this is telling us to keep going. I feel it's the same message as that 10 of Wands. There's a job to be done, and we keep going. Even if we feel frazzled or we have brain fog or we're complaining about, you know, the astrology or whatever it is, we're almost home. That's what this is. We're almost home. We're almost there. Almost. There's something big closing at the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. You know, I'm sure there is an astrologer out there that could say, oh, well, something significant is happening on, you know, I don't know. I can't match it up to any data. I just feel it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say keep going and be in the mindset of success. Be in the mindset of victory, that you're going to get it done and you're going to get where you need to go. And the glory is yours. But also, if you don't have all the answers, trust that they're going to come to you. Because I also got the 8 of Swords here.
Mm.
So taking time out, closing your eyes, and trust. Trust. That is so hard. You know, when you're really stressed about whatever and you're freaking out and you're in crisis, and let's say you have real reason to be, you know, you're not just upset over nothing. You've got reason to be. There is a crisis. I find it's one of the hardest things to trust that you're going to get the guidance and get the help, and it is going to come. So the advice is to strengthen our trust. I've gone religious on you today.
No, I love it. I love it.
So maybe Jesus is your thing. Maybe someone else, a spirit guide, many spirit guides, angels, you know, whoever your people are or your person are, whatever you call your higher power, whoever, whatever it is, strengthen your trust in them, not because, like you said, not because things are going to blow up, but because you're actually getting closer to the finish line and getting closer to what you want. That, that's the time when those voices of doubt talk the loudest.
Yep, that's so true.
Often when things are going well, when if you're the person who doesn't have love and you finally have love, or you're the person who doesn't have the job they want and then they get the job, I mean, when you go from starving to actually being fed, you're not going to trust it. So give it time. It's so weird because I'm getting the sense of we got to keep going, and then we also have to give it time to make sense.
Yes.
Give it time to settle in. Give it time to integrate. So the new reality for all of us in 2021, we're going to have to integrate it. So that's why we have to trust, because there's a learning curve and there's bumps here. There's definitely, I mean, the Chariot is a bumpy ride. It's
right.
Victorious, but it's bumpy. It's a 7. One of the most spiritual numbers. Do you know your life path number, by the way?
Oh my gosh.
Are you a 7?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've looked it up a million times and I always forget what it is.
I'm mildly obsessed with. That's the only thing I know about numerology is the life path number, just because I think it's cool and relating it to the cards. But I feel 7 is so mystical, and we have to trust what we can't see.
Yeah, I think that goes back to the first spread I put out where I said, it's going to be a slow leak. It's a slow leak, a slow burn, whatever. I think, yeah, you have to have faith. I think that's legit. You have to, because this eclipse, it doesn't reveal it. Some eclipses, girl, some like on the day of, you're just like, oh my God, this isn't one of those. I think it's for most people, I'm not going to make a huge blanket statement, but I think for most people, it's going to be like, oh, okay, like down the road somewhere, in February, March, April, May, even June of 2021, you're going to be like, aha, so I've got it now. I get it.
Oh yeah, it can take that long for sure.
Yeah.
And if someone at the very least knows where Gemini is in their chart, that can really get them going. That can get them started. Like if they just know that, if they know what house is their Gemini house, early Gemini, then they can go and research that house. They can Google it. They can see, oh, if it's the first house, what is the first house about? And you can spend days and days learning everything about, where that is for you. And a lot of clues, a lot of keys, and it'll start to make sense. That's why I love astrology and tarot together, but especially why I love astrology is we can keep going back to the chart, and it leads us someplace, multiple places, many places.
Yeah. Big time. Well, I think that's going to do it for us, you guys. I want to say thank you, Eliza, for being on the show again.
Thank you too. I'm so glad it worked.
So am I. If you guys if you're new here and you've never heard of Eliza before, I'm going to tell you this. I've known her, oh my goodness. When did you start reading for me? 2012? Was it 2012?
It might have. I always think because we actually met in person. We've met in person twice, but I think I met you in 2014, but I started reading for you, in 2012.
It was 2012. She has been doing this for many, 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 many years. She's extremely skilled. She is a tarot reader. She is an astrologer, and she is a writer. You can find her books right now. The one that's out is called The Little Book of Saturn. You can get that anywhere you buy books. And now you have a new book coming out in July, and I forget the name of it. I'm so sorry.
That's right. It has a really long name. The first part is called A Mystical, Practical Guide to Magic, and then the subtitle is Instructions for Seekers, Witches, and Other Spiritual Misfits.
There we go.
There's some astrology in there, but there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I'm super pumped about it. So you guys, you can pre-order that book. Is that only on Amazon, or they pre-order it anywhere?
You know what? I think you can pre-order it anywhere. Barnes & Noble or an independent bookseller, a local shop. I don't know all the details, but I was totally shocked to find out it was on Amazon already. I had no idea like a month ago. I thought, wow, they're really on top of things.
Yeah.
But
no
yeah,
kidding.
I think you can probably order it because I don't know how these things work. Whatever it is they need to do behind the scenes is happening behind the scenes, so it's orderable. It's
orderable, you guys. So do it. Pre-order it. You know why? Because it really actually helps Eliza out quite a bit. So it's showing the world at large that there is large, massive, wonderful, amazing interest in her writing, as there should be, because she is absolutely brilliant. And that is actually the reason I hired her in 2012. As a reader, I had been reading her blog, and it was absolutely just stunning writing. And as a writer, you know, I'm reading this and I'm going, oh my God, this bitch is so amazing. And, you know, and then she's going, oh, I'm open for readings. And I was like, I will be first in line. Hello. So please go check her out. You can find her on social media. I want to say, are you Moon Pluto Astrology across all the social medias? I don't know.
No, they're all variations of that, and I don't blog so much anymore. So, but the blog is still up, which is moonplutoastrology.com. But on Twitter, I'm probably the most active on Twitter, which has been more astrology than not lately.
Yes.
And that's at Moon Pluto NYC. And then on Instagram, I need more. My Instagram is really sad. My Instagram, besides which my camera's been broken, so I have no new exciting pictures. But that's Eliza of Brooklyn on Instagram. So it's some variation, usually a Moon Pluto or a Eliza of Brooklyn variation with all.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll get them up there for everybody so you can check her out. And I just want to say thanks for being on the show, girl. I very much appreciate it. This has been insightful.
Thank you too.
And I know that everybody watching is going to find it just as insightful as I have. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will be ending our show today. I am Kirsten Langston. On the phone, we have Eliza from Moon Pluto Astrology. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Kirsten. Love you.
Thanks, girl. Love you back.